All right, I'm back. I just want to make sure it's working. Because as I try to look up people, what's up, y'all? I saw it say something about poor connection. We don't want poor connection. Can y'all hear me? Okay, it's good. All right, so let's just a little bit of context really quick, right? Just for y'all that's out there that think y'all know what I'm talking about, y'all think I was saying whatever I'm saying. First of all, I'm not Republican. All right? Let's be clear. I am with Kamala Harris. Let's be clear. And I feel like a lot of y'all was just talking shit because y'all thought that I was on the other side. Which is cool. And I don't want to say too much. I don't want to say too much before my brother gets in here, because I want y'all to hear our conversation. But I want to make sure y'all are clear on that, because I think that a lot of y'all jumped the gun. First of all, y'all got the message, because I seen the message actually popping yesterday, which is the day after Kamala Harris had her speech. So I guess that made y'all believe that I was speaking as we saw the speech, and then this is what I talked about. Well, okay, I'm gonna get into that. I'm gonna get into the question, because you guys, I guess first of all, I'm gonna say this too. I am not a politician, so any of y'all out there, all of y'all motherfuckers that's on there that's been talking shit, saying crazy stuff about me, and y'all so smart when it comes to politics, but y'all ain't in politics, that's y'all. Y'all can have that shit. I'm not a politician. I'm not in politics. I'm a regular person, just like y'all, right? That just had the opportunity to be in front of her. And I learned a long time ago in life, if you get an opportunity to be somewhere that's a special place around special people, don't just stand there and look at them and don't say nothing. Speak your mind and say what's on your mind. So I asked her a question. Okay? You cannot lose in life if you ask questions to people who have the information. Madball said, "What the hell did you do now?" I didn't do anything, Muhammad. I asked Kamala Harris a question. Let me see where. If anybody sees Roland in here, please let me know so I can get him up and we can start talking. But just to speed everybody up that didn't see or hear my message, I asked her a question because it was a time I spoke to her basically the day after the Joe Biden debate with Trump. And I felt like people were avoiding asking the ultimate question. This was before she chose to run and all of this. And it felt like they was in trouble. And in times of trouble, you're supposed to, as far as I'm concerned, you're supposed to start calling audibles and doing things and making moves, right? So in the midst of that, I knew that she can't step over the president and do anything. But I also wanted to know why they wouldn't allow her to start speaking and helping the situation out. That's all I asked. Though, this is the question. I asked her, why wouldn't they allow her to start speaking and help the president at a time when a regular person like myself is at home watching? I don't know anything about politics. You goddamn right. I want to make sure y'all understand this. I am not a politician, right? So I don't know. I watch, I hear, I learn. That's what it is. It's not my job for me to go even in any deeper than what I actually know. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, I saw a situation, I seen people's faces, and I decided to ask a question, right? And I said, you know, the things that I heard her speaking about, the way I heard her speak, the conviction that I heard in her voice, it made me ask, why don't they let her speak? Why don't they let her, you know, present this energy to those people that have lost hope? Ain't that the word that Michelle Obama used? To the people that have lost hope, why wouldn't they let her speak at a time when people look like they was losing hope? So, though, that's the question. That's the question that I asked her. She answered my question, by the way. She answered my question, and that's what I said on the video. Now, what I was talking about on the video was that at the end of the night during the DNC, they kept doing this round table on CNN. The round table at CNN, I think, has 2 Republicans and 2 Democrats on there talking. And the Republican guy every night kept saying, well, you guys believe, you think she's gonna be able to do something, and she's already in the house. She's already there right now. So what do y'all think? What make y'all think she gonna be able to do something for y'all if she's already in the house? And I think this is where my video and the conversation got confused, because I wasn't asking that question. I was telling y'all what he kept saying. And I was wondering why the people weren't screaming this. What everybody's screaming at me, you should know, you should get a class of civics and all of this and this. Like, I was wondering why a person who's in politics, Republican, whatever, this is what they keep asking, as opposed to understanding, as opposed to making it seem like this is a thing that everybody should know. And that's, yeah, okay, that's where somebody said yes to where the confusion came in. So I'm clearing this up for y'all, because I was crystal clear, right? What I said, somebody said stop spreading misinformation. I'm not spreading anything. I'm telling you what the guy on CNN said. And a lot of y'all, I'm sure, didn't watch this, because a lot of y'all don't fuck with CNN, and a lot of y'all just probably turned off the TV after y'all saw whatever y'all wanted to see at the DNC. So that's basically what it was. That's the most of the whole conversation. I was just saying that that's what they keep saying. So ultimately, I said she has a very, very tough job, and I believe she does. And this is where me and Roland had a conversation about how tough her job is, because people know, everybody knows that she's in the White House, so she has to continue to support what's happening in the White House right now. She can't actually create her own moves and everything outside of that. Let me see where Roland is, so I don't go any further. Hold on, 1 second. Okay. So I got a lot of people watching. A lot of people watching this right now. People sending me messages. Roland just said he's gonna be in here in 5 minutes. Let me see. Hold on. But I think this is a very important conversation. Now I wrote down things that people were saying about me. Melrose Radio USA said, "This not it, Playboy," when I posted the flyer that we was gonna talk. I guess this ain't it for us to have a conversation. Somebody else said, "Niggas stay in school." Then somebody said, "Don't let Roland misguide you into tap dancing for the Democrats while they play in our face again." From Nikki Mo City, "You're slow. We don't need to hear this from you." Listen, cool. Somebody said, "Pass the Pringles." Oh, you see the Pringles in the back? Yeah, let's make sure, because we had a lot of confusion. So if you in here to talk about beats and rhymes and all that shit, not right now. Just not right now. And I just want, like I said, I wanted to get on here because, I don't play about myself. Yeah, well, okay. So my man, Muhammad said, "Who doesn't know the VP doesn't have any power unless the president steps down or dies?" Right. But it feels like the Republicans don't think y'all know this. You know what I'm saying? It feels like the Republicans are asking these questions because you guys, everyone that's in here right now that's saying this to me, evidently is not letting it be known to them that y'all know this, because that's what this whole thing was about. I kept hearing this dude ask that question, and I'm like, yo, where's the people that's gonna respond to this? I mean, it's not an explanation to the public. Somebody said I owe no explanation to the public. It's not an explanation, and it's not an apology. What I'm doing is just trying to make sure that we are clear and understand what's going on, because I see, like I said, I see people on X. Let me stop saying Twitter, that are acting like, I'm with all the other rappers out here because Trump keeps talking about taxes and this, that, and the third. If you watch me and you are a follower of Jermaine Dupri, you would have heard me say, listen, when I got in the music business, I don't know what the tax situation was when I got in the music business, right? But whatever it was, it made me work so that I could pay my taxes. And that's been going on and on and on. And if you get a cut here and there on things, of course that's what, everybody want a good little break. We all need a break here and there, but I'm saying for the most part, I'm 50 plus years old. I've been paying taxes, and I don't have no problem paying taxes. So that's not a reason. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a politician. But I am a person that votes. I am a voting person. You know what I'm saying? I vote. And I've had opportunities to be in rooms with people. And when you get in these rooms, make sure you say something. Wait, let me see. Wait, what happened? They saying Roland is live on his page. Maybe I'll go to his page. It don't matter to me. It's wherever we want to go. You know what I'm saying? Like, where we want to go. Y'all can follow and come to his page. We're gonna do the more people the merrier. I just want to make sure. Yeah, BJ, I'm a voter. You know what I mean? That's what it is. I stand in the line and everything. Put the little sticker on and all that. So with that being said, I want to know what I want to know. And you can't be mad at me for that shit. If you mad at me for asking questions, man, fuck it. Yeah, you don't care about this. Okay, here go. My brother.
Here.
All right, let's make sure you ain't. There you go. There you go.
What's happening?
All right. So Roland, I gave him a little bit of context about what I was saying.
Right.
And I need you to give him a little context on how you viewed what actually was happening as opposed to what actually happened.
So here's the deal, folks. The Republicans. So when Jermaine posted the video, he referenced a Republican commentator on CNN who was saying, "Well, she was there. Why couldn't she do this while she was president? Excuse me, while she's vice president?" And so when he and I talked last night, the Republicans, their strategy is to blame her for everything. So their deal is, well, if any of y'all saying you can't hear, it's on your device, y'all. Trust me, everybody else can hear. So if you can't hear, it's on your device. All right. So just letting y'all know. Okay. So here's the deal. The Republicans, J.D. Trump, J.D. Vance, Republican Party, all of them, their strategy, yes, Scott Jennings, is to say, well, if she's announcing these things, why didn't she get this done? Well, and then when Jermaine talked about in his video what she said to him, that's actually true. The vice president serves at the pleasure of the president. The vice president can have their own views. The reality is the president sets the tone. A lot of people have been saying, well, the vice president, she needs to be doing this and saying this. She can't. She has to toe the line of the president. The vice president is not a separate elected position. There are some states in the union where the lieutenant governor runs separately from the governor, and they can take whatever position they want. In Texas, it's that way. But in Maryland, in Illinois, the lieutenant governor runs with the governor. And so that person has to support the line of the president. What people don't realize is the vice president can't just decide she wants to just, okay, I'm going to go give a speech on gun control in Florida. She can't do that because the White House, his advisors may say, that's not what we're focusing on right now. That's not our strategy. So the vice president is really handicapped in a way where it's really a position where your job is to support the president. And so I think what happened was, I think a lot of people, when you mentioned the Republican guy, they thought you were saying, oh, I'm agreeing with him, why she ain't getting this stuff done. So I think that's what happened.
Yeah, so and then like I said, I explained this to him to Ronald yesterday. And I mean it's crazy these messages and everything that people saying. You said they was cooking me or you woke up. And they going crazy. But you know, one of the things I said to you last night that really shook me crazy was that as many people have so much things to say about me, it's crazy that the Dems that are voices, they're not saying this
Right.
the way that the public and you told me.
Right.
And that's the part I want everybody to understand.
Right.
I'm sitting here watching TV. I'm watching CNN. I'm not sitting here saying CNN. I don't do all that. I just watch TV. You know what I'm saying? I'm watching TV. I see people who have an opportunity to say exactly what you said.
Right.
And they not correcting these people that's on
Right.
TV.
So when I was on CNN for 6 years, black people would say, man, you talk the way we talk. Man, you say what we say in the barbershop. You say what we saying at home. So you're right. When you're sitting opposite of Scott Jennings, you got to jump in his ass. You got to say, you got to push back immediately. Otherwise, he is controlling the narrative and he is setting the narrative. And that's really what you're talking about. What you're talking about is you want folks to, yeah, because like when we talk, you were like, got it. Like it wasn't that hard because it's also a part of what their strategy is. And so here's the other piece. Now that she's the nominee, so she now actually has two jobs. So she's the nominee, but she's still a vice president.
And
Biden
this
is still
part,
president.
this the part I was saying it was tricky. When I said it's tricky in
Right.
my video, this is exactly what I was talking about, people. So he gonna explain to y'all the
So
tricky part right here.
so Vice President Harris, if she has her own view on Israel Gaza, she has to, it has to be nuanced because she's still the vice president. The president, there's only one president at one time. The president sets policy. The president sets the agenda. She can't state exactly how she feels or where she will go until she's sworn in, until she puts that right hand and she raises her left. And so she has to do a dance in terms of what she will do. So what she's saying is, if I'm president, I'll do this. If I'm president, I'll do. No, y'all, I'm not trying. Y'all, listen, I'm not trying to help Jermaine save face. I'm telling y'all, I saw the video, and then when we talked, I said, Jermaine, here's what I think happened that caused people. And he was like, yeah, you're right. I said, like a couple of things got just sort of, and I said, so I understood it. This ain't no different than when I talked to Stephen A. and he said something, and I think a couple of points sort of got meshed together. So, y'all, we not,
Yeah,
this, and so
and by the way, anybody out there that think I don't have to save face. I asked a question. That's all I did. If you
right,
scared to ask questions in America, you ain't gonna never be nowhere close to me in status. Just
right.
understand that.
So the whole point of this is that so when you talk about it being tricky, it is tricky because listen, I'm gonna go back. Biden, Biden and Obama running as Democrats because of where the country was. They said publicly they were against gay marriage. Truthfully, they actually were for gay marriage. In fact, Obama had signed a pledge when he was a U.S. Senate agreeing with gay marriage. But he knew when he ran, no, when he ran for state senator, but he knew when he ran for U.S. senator, he couldn't support gay marriage. So he said, I believe in marriage between a man and a woman. He never believed that. So what happens? He runs for president. He says marriage between a man and a woman. Well, Biden, when he went on Meet the Press, Biden actually came out for gay marriage. Obama didn't approve that. So what happened was that's a perfect example of where the VP got ahead of the president, and the president was forced to actually come out. But guess what? The polling in America had shifted, and a majority of Americans supported same sex marriage. So it wasn't no big deal. But it's rare, it is very rare that a vice president will take a position as opposite of the president and not get in trouble. And that's what people don't have to understand. And so the nuance for her is a lot of the people who are supporting Palestinians and they want her to support an arms embargo. They want her to call for the ceasefire. Well, here's the deal. Biden is trying to negotiate the ceasefire. Biden ain't called for arms embargo. She can't say yes to arms embargo because that's opposite the president. He's still the president of the United States, and he has final say so.
All right. All right. Well, I mean, like I said, I hope this is quick. By the way, people, this ain't a long conversation. He and I spoke last night. We got a clear understanding. I just want to make sure everybody hears what's happening and understand. I am not a Republican.
And
I
look,
am
I
not.
was there. I was there in Georgia covering Warnock when Jermaine was out there, Portia Williams was out there. Y'all, we got the video. I covered the rallies, and so out there, and so again, when he said, well, and he said the vice president told me, hey, it's this, that, and the other. That's what's going on. And so even when y'all heard her speech, she's saying, if I'm president, I'll do these things. But the reality, but the goal of the Republicans, they want to tag her with any failure. So that's why, and look at the talking points. Scott Jennings, Charlie Kirk, J.D. Vance, Trump, the Republican Party, they all said the same things. Well, if you do that, then why don't you do it? Why don't you do it? Why don't you do it for the last 3.5 years? I've heard a bunch of black people say, well, why she ain't done this? Why she ain't done that? Because she can't. She's the vice president. And in fact, here's what's crazy. And people don't even understand this. You've seen, to his credit, President Joe Biden has put her out front more than any president I can remember in American history. Let me say that again. I don't think y'all heard what I said. President Biden, in numerous cases, she'll speak, then he'll speak. That rarely happened with Obama and Biden. It didn't happen with Trump and Pence. It didn't happen with Clinton and Gore, Bush and Cheney, Reagan and H.W. Bush and Dan Quayle. It didn't happen. I mean, you can keep going back. It just doesn't happen a lot. So a lot of people, including black people, have had expectations for Vice President Harris that does not go with the job. Now, some of y'all said, well, they muzzle her. Y'all, I'm trying to tell y'all. Okay, let me just make it real. Jermaine has a company. I got a company. If somebody works for our company, they can't just run out and say, oh, yeah, we going to sign so-and-so to Roland Martin's Black Star Network. We going to sign so-and-so to Jermaine's company. And Jermaine like, your ass don't talk for the CEO. You are an employee of the CEO.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Not,
And if they get out of line and they mess up the business, they out of line. So folks don't understand that. So they gotta stop acting like, she can say whatever. In fact, you have more freedom to speak as a U.S. senator or a House member than you do as the vice president, because
and
you serve at the pleasure of the
I
president. Because
also was.
the president could have dropped. See, people don't understand. Some elite Democrats, Jermaine, went to Biden and said, take her off the ticket. She's a drag on the ticket. Find somebody else. The president can listen to everybody clearly. President Joe Biden could have said, Kamala, I'm replacing you from the ticket. And there was nothing that she could say or do because it's his choice.
That's crazy. And I want to talk, before I get off, I want to talk about, so as I'm sitting there watching TV and the Democratic convention ended, they had 10 people that CNN claimed were, what was the name of these people?
Commentate. Oh, no, that was a focus group.
Yeah, the focus group.
What he had to do was check his Twitter feed. He was a Trump supporter. He wasn't undecided. He got MAGA crap all over his social media feed. So that's a lie. It ain't no different than Fox News interviewing people by saying so and so is undecided, and there's a lie. They literally recycle people. So CNN needs to come out and admit that they screwed up by having that guy on. And then he said, "Well, she not ready. She I'm sorry. Let me be clear. She's been a district attorney, state attorney general, a U.S. senator, and vice president for 4 years, but she ain't ready. Donald Trump had never served in public life in his life,
Never.
but he ready. Oh, wait a minute. J.D. Vance has only been a U.S. senator for 2 years. He was elected in 2022. So he ready? Get the fuck out of here. But see, again, this is a narrative that they're trying to frame to say not ready, but she's absolutely ready. In fact, I'm about to hurt some of y'all feelings. Vice President Kamala Harris has more political experience right now than Obama did when he was elected. He was a state senator, he was a U.S. senator for 4 years, and then was elected president. So she's been DA, Attorney General, U.S. Senator, Vice President. That's a resume. But again, the Republican strategy is to, so what you heard and so what you're saying is, why don't y'all other commentators hit back? Why don't y'all listen, the position that I had when I was on CNN was I'm putting people in rhetorical body bags. I ain't letting nothing slide. We hitting everybody, every single thing. And in fact, somebody sent me this text and they right. Remember, Mike Pence refused to go along with Trump in a certification of the ballots, and Trump was going to let him get killed. Trump was going to let him get attacked. So everybody got to understand what's happening here, the political game. The right wants to frame her as being weak, ineffective, inexperienced. And what you're saying is you want to see folk on the left, progressives, fighting for her and hitting them back and pushing back on ABS.
Yeah, because I seen somebody just comment. They said my comment of me saying what she told me could have hurt her, and I'm like,
no,
I'm not.
That's a lie, guys. Every person, listen. People know the vice president is a limited position. I mean, it is. I mean, we all know that the vice president normally, the joke has for decades has been the vice president does two things: cut ribbons and go to funerals. That's literally the joke of the vice president. In fact, there are a lot of people politically who never wanted to be vice president because they think it's a horrible job. If you're a governor, you're like one of 50. You control the state. I know some people say, you know what? I'd rather be governor than be vice president. So it's a thankless job. You don't have, you really don't control your staff. You really don't control your policies, and you are working at the behest of whatever the agenda of the president and his advisors decide. So people don't understand you don't have a lot of room. You can't do your own thing as vice president. Everything that you as vice president is under the auspices of the president. They decide in terms of what you do, where you go. Perfect example, Biden had that fundraiser in Los Angeles and raised $30 million. I know for a fact, White House said, hey, VP, we need you to go to this conference in Europe. She literally, I was in Detroit with her. Bruh, I think it was that trip. She came home, landed, changed bags, and went back to the airport and flew to Europe for a conference. That decision was made that quick. When the Tennessee Three got expelled, what happened there? It was a Thursday. White House was like, yo, when did you go to Tennessee? Next day, she in Tennessee. So you don't really control your movements or where you go. You do it in consultation, but really, the president's staff decides what the VP does.
All right. Well, look, I'm in Vegas. I'm getting ready to go party. You know what I mean? It's the middle of the day.
I just finished my speech in New Orleans to a group here, so give me some gumbo.
I wanted you to come on so we could get this out of the way and people, you know what I mean, they can stop, you know what I mean, trolling me and try to drag me. What you said they was whatever you said they was doing up to me on my page. You know what I mean? But I'm saying anybody out there that don't understand this conversation from this conversation that we just had, I feel sorry for you. You just a sad individual because it's very apparent to me by CNN or whoever else that planted that black guy that they're trying to make the world believe that black men, such as myself, Roland, any other black man out there, are not with Kamala Harris. And I think that that's what a lot of y'all reacted to me doing. Y'all thought as a black man that that's what I was doing. That's not my stance. That's not my stance. That's not where I'm at. And I'm not part of that. And that's why because I brought that guy up because they showed him last deliberately.
Right.
They showed him last deliberately.
And I also want people out there to understand. Y'all understand. When I saw it, I tweeted. Jermaine, text me. We talked last night. There are other celebrities who will hit me up, say, Ro, give me a breakdown on this here. So people need to understand there are celebrities like Jermaine, Michael Bivins, Johnny Gill, and others who I've talked to. We communicate. We trade notes. Now, some other people out there, they just go off like Waka Flocka hit me, was like, yo, we need to talk. I was like, yo, hit me. I ain't heard from him. So this is about, again, when I saw people's response, I saw the video, and I knew what he was saying, but I also knew how a couple of things sort of got meshed together and why people responded. So that's why I was like, yo, let's talk. So that's what this is all about, and I hope a lot of people got educated who didn't know about the stuff we just talked about. They got a better understanding of what the role is.
That's right. All right, my brother. Thank you.
All right, brother.
Take up all your time. All right.
We'll do it again.
Thank you for everybody that joined me. I hope y'all got what y'all needed to hear. I'm going to party.
All right. Deuces.
All right.